Well, hello, we're here in LaPlace, Louisiana, with Pastor Bernard, and we're talking to him about this great critical care center that he has here. So, Pastor, you want to tell us a little bit about, you've had experience with this before during Hurricane Isaac, and so tell us about some of the things that people who are not used to natural disasters can understand the different phases and things that we go from. Maybe start off talking about the demographics of the parish.
Well, great. Well, thank you so much, Attorney General. Basically, St. John Parish is made up of about 15,000 homes. Our population is right around 43 to 44,000 people. And as a result of Hurricane Ida, it is anticipated that at least 50% of the homes flooded, and almost 90 to 95% of the homes have some type of wind damage. And so, we right now are greatly, first of all, we're grateful for everybody who stepped up to want to help at this time. But we want to kind of explain, in every disaster, there's 4 phases. First of all, after the initial disaster, there's rescue. And when people first have experienced a disaster, they just need to be rescued and they need a place for shelter. They need sometimes a blanket and somebody to help them out of their situation. But the second phase of every disaster is what we call relief. And that is when people have experienced something traumatic like a hurricane, they need some time relief. And this is where we bring in supplies like water, food, and those things, hot meals, because right now they're just trying to get on their feet and we're just trying to bring some relief. And so what happens is it's so important to recognize where we are in every disaster because right now as we move to the third phase, which is recovery, right now we're seeing less and less of a need for hot meals and food. But right now the greatest need is people move back in their home. The phase of recovery is when people begin to go back in their home. They now have to realize, I got to gut out my home, I got to pull up sheetrock, I got to get things, so I'm trying to recover my home, what was lost. And in that phase, the biggest need is for cleaning supplies. Tools to help people gut their home, sheetrock knives, gloves, glasses, bleach, brooms and mops, and it's in that recovery phase where you're just trying to help people. There's how can you get back in your home, and so that you can start finding your way and getting back on your feet. The fourth phase of every disaster is called rebuild, and it's probably the longest aspect of every disaster because once people have gutted their home and they've gotten the insurance settlement if they have one. The hardest part is now, how do I rebuild my life? How do I rebuild my home? And that is the part of when we come back, closing in those walls, putting in insulation, putting in sheetrock, putting in flooring, putting in cabinets. And what happens in every disaster, we have what we call that vulnerable population. Those who are elderly, those who are sometimes uninsured or sometimes underinsured, or sometimes those who, because they did not, they were taken advantage of, they used their insurance money unwisely, now they don't have the funds to rebuild their home fully. And so what we do here, we form what's called St. John Long-Term Recovery. And what we do is we try to find out how can we step in and help that, what I call that population that if somebody don't help them, they're not going to make it, they're not going to rebuild. And so what we do is we bring together resources from different agencies. We're so grateful for Louisiana Family Forum and all that they do to coordinate to getting relief supplies and recovery supplies. But as we move into rebuild, the biggest need is going to be things like sheetrock. It's going to be things like lumber, things like insulation, things like flooring, things like shingles. That's right, all those things that they need to kind of rebuild their home. And as you can see, so it is a process. And as a result of going through Hurricane Isaac, we know that sometimes it could be a long process. But we are here for the long haul. The good news is the people of Louisiana are resilient. They know how to endure and weather a storm. And we've been through storms before. And I want you to know that we're going to come back better than before.
Absolutely. And of course, we are so appreciative of all of those people, both from Louisiana and everywhere outside, who have done so much for so many of us here. And for those people out there who say, from other areas that were not affected or from other states, who say, I want to come down and help, because of all of the things that he listed, you always have to have a little labor, right? You got to have a little elbow grease to help some of these folks who are the most vulnerable.
That's
And
right.
so if we'll be putting up some information on our website so you can get point of contacts. If you've got groups of folks that want to come and spend some time down in South Louisiana, you know, hopefully October is going to be a nice,
Yeah.
easy place. It'll be a great time to come down and help us here. So thank you very much, Pastor.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
you can let them know that we have facilities that we can house people. They can take showers. We provide meals so that they can go out and assist people. So if any team want to come down, we'd love to have them. We're going to treat them well.
All right, thank you.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.